something that became a challenge for me was kind of feeling that imposter syndrome immediately going to like orientation day one, like that first week. It's like people are just showing up like, oh yeah, I'm here. And I'm like, huh, am I gonna do this? Like, do I belong here? Did I really graduate? Like starting to just ask all these questions, but it's like it kind of went away and came back in different waves. And then um eventually for me needing to step away like in 2019 and like deal with some of the basics like getting proper rest, nutrition, dealing with mental health and those types of things. Is that anything you had to deal with yourself, or did you do a well enough job to maintain um, the main things for you to not let your personal life affect your professional work life?
That's a good question, and one that's often not discussed as much, I would say. Uh, for me, being away from my parents who are based in India and living here in the US, I think I intuitively realized the enormity of that situation. I realized after graduating from tech, when once the euphoria had settled down of joining a job and starting things, that this was going to be an everyday thing, right? I was going to manage my life, my single life, sort of figuring my way out through things. There's no school now, so that you're out in the real world. I would say I took it on bracingly. I enjoyed the challenge of exploring. I would when I went to Florida, I struggled initially to make a few friends until a year later when some of my friends from Georgia Tech joined in. I discovered that making friends here in the US, uh, for me as an international person, not having the background that most people automatically share, that sense of common things, experiencing common experiences of growing up, it was a challenge for sure to connect with people. I could connect better with international people, but they were different, obviously from different backgrounds again. Obviously, the expat experience was something that I could share. But having my friends from Georgia Tech who were from my home country had meant that they had also gone through the same journey that I had. And I was very lucky to have one of them, who's also one of my very close friends, become my roommate in Miami.
Mm.
So when I would or he would be fed up with just the struggles and the routine and the monotony of work and other things in life that come with it, we would turn to each other and just, you know, sort of lean on each other's our friendship really to see us through those days.
Yeah.
When I left Miami to move to Chicago, I decided to try out living alone. And I wanted to really experience what it is to live as I would say a full blown adult, sort of
Mhm.
making it out on your own, making sure you take care of all your bills,
Mhm.
you're handling all the expenses. You have complete ownership of your time outside of work. For me, making it in Chicago by myself without my friends as the safety blanket was extremely tough in the first few months. I think that's where I kind of more realized who I was, but at the same time, what what were the things that were important to me at that time. So I was lucky then for that in a matter of, I guess, 6 to 8 months, I ended up meeting my partner, my wife, and I sort of had her as a companion
Mhm.
to for me to uh, see things through, and we bonded well when we met, and I think that she was my support and is my support to this day.
Nice.
But nonetheless, I can understand that there have been times, especially with COVID and with the fact that we've had her immigration struggles, where my mental health has taken a beating. I think when I started seeing a couple of gray hairs at the back of my head this last few months, I realized that the stress had taken a toll on me.
Yeah.
Um, I have become more cognizant of the fact that yes, sometimes the stress goes unsaid. silent killer, this whole thing, especially the weight that is associated with immigration procedures in the United States, adds to a lot of the stress. But I found my little releases. I think having my sister close to me, and as in being close to my sister, who's also now based in the US, having some family here, having my wife with me, just talking to them when I needed to share things, my problems with someone, I think that helped me a lot.
That's good.
It was my way of therapy, really turning to family and leaning on them, and them doing the same when they were in any kind of problem. But yes, that aspect was, I did feel some of that. Now that I think about it in retrospect, maybe actively at that time, I didn't as much address it in that form.
Yeah.
When I think about it, like there was a lot of, mental health was precipitous
Yeah.
at certain time. Yeah.